Live from Aloha Stadium, BYU Sports Nation continues on Bowl Game Day. Yesterday, we sat down with the voice of the Cougars, Greg Wrubell, to discuss what is left to prove and much more. 2-on-1 with Greg Wrubell. Greg, aloha and mahalo for joining BYU Sports Nation on the beaches of Waikiki.
Aloha and mele kalikimaka.
Yes, that's exactly indeed. Right. Wow, what a setup here for BYU football as they get ready to take on Hawaii. I know you've been here a number of times. What will make this trip unique for you this time around to Hawaii?
Well, what's interesting is that my first trip to Hawaii came in September of 1992 with, of course, Lavell's teams. And where I'm staying is where Lavell's teams always stayed, the Princess Kaiulani here on Waikiki. And so walking into that lobby again, it was a major flashback. Amazing how little has changed, but it was literally 27 years ago. But that was always Lavell's Hotel. That was where they came and stayed every time. And so, you know, back then you were playing Hawaii more often here than at home. So we got to Hawaii quite a bit. And for someone who, you know, I can't take it for granted because I've been here so many times, but there are some people who had never been to Hawaii before. And so I have to realize how special a place this really is, right?
Yeah, and you talk about 92, you would have been here at the bowl game in December as well.
I would have gotten 2 trips that year, but
yeah, your first child was born and you missed the Aloha Bowl in 92, right?
Which was BYU's first postseason appearance here in the islands, and they're finally back for another bowl game 27 years later. Then it was the Aloha Bowl, and now, of course, it's the Hawaii Bowl. But yeah, strong ties between the islands and BYU over the years.
Greg Wrubell with us, the voice of the Cougars. What does BYU have to prove in this game against Hawaii?
Well, I feel a lot different about the game now than maybe I would have had they played better against San Diego State. I think that was a real step back, right? And I think you have to kind of redeem yourself in this bowl game. Things are moving along so well, and for them to move the ball, you know, relatively well, right? No one had you know, amassed as many as 400 yards against San Diego State. To get only a field goal out of it, to break down in so many key areas, and to lose the game the way they did, I thought was kind of a regression, and they kind of got to get it back and then some right now. So I think it's a redemption game. It's just a swing of one game to the next, the last 2 games of the year. But I think it's important. If you don't win the game, you have the same record you did last year. And some would say if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And I think it'd be good to show some progress, get another game better than in 2018, win another bowl game for Kalani, and head into the offseason on a little more of a positive springboard. But I really think they have to get something back against Hawaii on Tuesday.
I'd like to see more from Zach Wilson. We know that this guy can be amazing. We saw it last year in the bowl game. We saw it earlier this year against USC, but he hasn't had a 3-touchdown game outside of UMass. I think there's an opportunity for Zach to flex a little bit and be like, yeah, I am the guy.
Yeah, and he's probably benefited from this time off between San Diego State and here as well. Not that it's been a lost year for Zach, but I think he would tell you, too, that this wasn't what he envisioned for his sophomore year. And you can pin almost all of it on the fact that he's been rehabbing for so much of the year. Almost the entire offseason spent just trying to get better. Not better as a quarterback, but get his arm better. You're not improving when you're just rehabbing, I don't think. And then he gets into the season, and it's a broken bone, and he's out for weeks again. And so you think about how much the last 12 months has been spent just physically recuperating, not sharpening his skills, just getting healthy. And that really just, it kind of dulls his sophomore season. It could have been better than it was, but I think it's almost all health-related. And I think he's going to hit it hard here, and it'll be a competition here in this next offseason, which will be interesting in and of itself. But I think the real Zach Wilson is more able to show himself as a junior than he was as a sophomore, just purely because of the physical situation he was in.
Do you think he'll throw an incompletion in this bowl game?
No, the bar's been set. I mean, he's perfect in the postseason, right?
He's never thrown an incompletion in the postseason.
Incredible.
So, yeah. First ball that drops, we may just have to pause and let it settle for a little bit. Yeah.
Greg Wrubell with us again. We've been discussing what the best case scenario is for BYU football in this bowl game with realistic ties. Okay, so realistically, what do you think is the best case scenario for BYU, points, offense, when they show up to play Hawaii?
Well, I didn't think they would score, you know, maybe 40 against San Diego State, but I thought they'd score more than 3, and that was what happened in San Diego. I don't know that they need to get into the 40s, but I can see this thing getting to a shootout pretty easily. Hawaii is not San Diego State defensively by any stretch. There are points to be had and yards to be gained, and Hawaii is very careless with the ball, relatively speaking. Give the ball away a lot. This could be a sudden change game with big swings. I want to see BYU football, you know, look like it kind of used to in a way, and go win a shootout. Go win a game where the scores, and ideally BYU holds Hawaii's offense in check. I mean, if you take last year's game, if they got a repeat of last year's score, you'd be okay with that, right?
Yeah,
You're in the
49,
40s, and they're in the 20s.
23, yeah.
And Hawaii came into that game looking a lot like it does right now. I mean, that offense was cooking, and the passing yards were crazy, and BYU held them down pretty well. Even though John Ursua got off and got his numbers, BYU handled it quite easily, even with Zach Wilson making his first start.
Yeah, I think that BYU could replicate a lot of last year, yet it feels like Hawaii's better. I'm not sure how to quantify how much better, because this is going to be their 8th home game. That's certainly benefited them.
Ninth home game, right?
Ninth home game. Yeah, they've already played it. Thank you. Zach Wilson has something to prove. He already did well against this team. I think this sets up nicely for BYU. I think this is good.
Yeah, and I really do think that the difference will come in what BYU's been able to. I mean, BYU played a really good game against San Diego State, and generally speaking, the defense has kept BYU in most games this year. BYU's got the better defense, and I think even though it looks different than Hawaii's, I think it can outscore Hawaii's offense in this game.
And Hawaii is #1 in giveaways. A lot of that happened early in the season, but that's a team that can cough it up. And BYU has shown that they're top 20 in interceptions and turnovers a game.
They're a team, Hawaii, that plays a couple quarterbacks, and they'll play them both. Even if things are going well, they'll switch things up. And I do wonder if we don't see 2 quarterbacks for BYU in this game, just because Jaren Hall, I think, is ready to go.
Okay.
And gives you a different look. I fully expect Zach to play well, but I think Zach can play well, and we can also see Jaren Hall. Not that it will happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because I think Jaren's got to get some run in before the end of the year. I think he's well again and needs to show something. Even if he gets a series or 2, I don't think there's any reason to not play him. It's okay to do that, I think.
And the Baylor Romney story is interesting.
Sure. He
right?
has ties to Nick Rolovich. Nick Rolovich essentially signed Baylor Romney out of high school to go to Nevada.
Yeah.
Then Rolo comes down to Hawaii, and voila, Baylor ends up at BYU after his mission and has played games. So it's been fun to kind of watch them interact as well here, too.
Yeah.
Let's stay with the quarterback theme. Which quarterback means more to their team in terms of success to winning the game? Is it Cole McDonald for Hawaii? Are they more dependent on him than BYU is on Zach Wilson? What do you think?
I don't think it's McDonald, because Cordero's played so well. I think he's still undefeated as a starter when he's played. I think they like both their guys, and I think both might play for Hawaii. So I don't know that it's McDonald or bust, just as I don't think it's Wilson or bust for BYU, because we saw how well Jaren Hall and Baylor Romney played. When Zach went down, I think a lot of people thought when Zach went down and you're already down Tyson Williams, well, now what happens? What happens is they beat Boise State and they beat Utah State. They showed that they were more than just Zach Wilson, even though people would have thought, well, that's a worst-case scenario if you lose those 2 guys. And so I think both teams can look at their quarterback rooms and say that's why they're good this year.
We haven't had sunshine like this until you came. So I'm glad that you showed up, because this is the sunniest, brightest, warmest I felt inside and outside. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, brought the sun.
Well, you guys have been a ray of sunshine in my day.
Oh, so, yeah. How much would I have to pay you to wear Cole McDonald dreads during the broadcast?
That can't happen. I don't know if
what if they're dying
more likely for you than me, I think, at this point.
What if they're dying Wolaku version? Because he's got it going.
Anything with hair is not happening.
He's got to have a cap.
Well, then why do we have a picture of you with hair on our set, Greg?
Because it was about 40 years ago.
And we're grateful every day that it's there.
I know.
Okay, as you look at Kalani Sitake and staying undefeated potentially in bowl games, how much does that matter in this day and age of college football to stay unbeaten in bowl games?
Well, I mean, because he's only, played 3, it's a pretty cool thing. I think once you've played, 13 or 23, it'll be a tougher standard to maintain. It's a cool thing right now, but I think more than anything else, it still goes back to that last game that BYU played, and how can they, because I want the last impression of this team to be a really positive one, and to show that there were positive steps made, and to show that this bright future that's been secured with Kalani and his extension is one of true promise, and that the guys can kind of have his back a little bit and say, yeah, we kind of let you down a little bit in that game. Let's all do better, and let's all finish the season the right way.
Greg, great to talk with you. Great to be in Hawaii with you.
I'll get you some dreads, don't you worry.
Okay.
Yes.
Mahalo to you both.
Mele Kalikimaka, back to you.
And to Cougar Nation. Yep.